Well, you see, you don't ignore that you have ancestry. Just basically your great grandpa, your great grandparents built the house that you live in. They settled land here, um, under a strong impression. Their conversation talked about the depression that was caused in the 20s. I think by 1926, it was the hard times, or it was pulling out of it. I don't really know the story, but yeah, no, it wasn't fun during the 20s and the mid 20s. There was just oppression, there was depression, there was an influence that it's ongoing. See, we lose these stories from generation to generation when we stop talking to each other eye to eye. And see, my family practiced talking with each other eye to eye and just storytelling. And that's the way you get across to people what the hell happened here. And my grandma was full of the living room was always full of talk, and if there was like 8 people in there, there would be like 3 different conversations happening. It's because she's a Gemini rising. I mean, there's a lot of mental energy. She's a Sagittarius. I mean, very, very intelligent, like a walking encyclopedia. Anyway, you would love sitting in there and listening, and navigating the conversations going at the same time. I mean, a Gemini rising is kind of used to doing that, I guess. But now let's talk about okay, so what I know, what I've experienced here now, backing up, saying, "Oh, it's just me and my family, and we lives up here, and now we have settled land, and we've watched all this stuff come in." No, what the planet has is a strange thing happening. It's kind of billowing up, but it's going to be exterminated, just like a lot of other civilizations. But what's happening now, though, we can see because I've been here long enough. I've been here for over 35 years, and so much has infiltrated in as far as what I call the unconscious, the noise coming out of the unconsciousness that most of human beings are. It's not human beings, babe. It's the potential to become human out there that's actually hijacked and forced into this programming that the monetary system has us on. So, but okay, so, and it has its, oh God, it has its profuse weaponry or whatever it is that, as well as the people are turned into weaponry, babes. So, but okay, no, what we notice, I mean, people like me, basically is kind of like shamans, people who are way slowed down to the point of, yeah, we just sit on a rock and we're watching, and it's like, oh wow, now 3 decades, we can see an increase of this noise that has made it up here, and it's, oh God, it's gotten so it makes you, it's, I guess it's called breathtaking, because it literally takes your speech away, especially over the last 3 years. Okay, since the C-19 announcement, it seemed like that the powers that be that controls your mind into this fearful living, godless, I mean, fake God loving um, travesty of an existence fragmented across the board where nobody can associate because of that fake God shit. What if God was just reality? um, so anyway, well, let's open a church called Reality and put truth in as a pedestal, as an alternative. Alternative. Anyway, I was trying to inform you. Just see, I keep track of what I'm saying. My grandma knows this, and we all know this. We can see the changes coming on, and it's like, see, what I keep gravitating towards is the language of calling ourselves some people who live in intention. We come up here and we intended on keeping a certain ambiance that was all for ourselves. Um, Even if we can't own any of this, really, we are under the impression that we have to take care of it under ownership, false ownership, owning land along waterways where there's fish that you can see. A lot of people up here, you don't know that we used to fish trout out of the creeks. Just a couple of years ago, I saw a trout. They still do stock it. And when I say used to, see, I'm talking about me. Other people do, and you eat the trouts. This place will take care of you. You're here to sustain your life by getting in connection with what's here, the ever giving life, from the ever giving life, creation of creation. which I'm not saying that, oh, you know, we have to go back and live in caves. No, this mountain that you're on, a lot of my friends, well, not a lot, I can't say that. What I'm saying is that some people, and includes me, question, no, this material, particularly this material, you can drive around the whole mountain and look at it. It's just sitting on top of the ground. It's a structure that was made um, by whatever was here. We don't know how many, just, you know, some of my friends that we talked about it. It's like, you know, it's not even 400 to 600 years that this stuff was here. It was just flat melted down, and then there's reform, and then they, you know, you don't know this. You don't even sit and think about it. The main thing that I can know is that I don't know, and then when you open it up like that, it's like, yeah, and check it out. What I'm trying to say, okay, just little old me here. I'm trying to tell you, you know, that okay, so the new thing that's happening, and it's been a new atrocity since the C-19 that has attacked this place. Last year, September, was the asphalt scene. Black asphalt trucks just steaming around and throwing this carcinogen around. It's poison. It's just Xing the place out. Ugh, disgusting. What's disgusting is how the residences are going for it. See, I'm talking about living in intention here. What's your intention of coming into this area? See, the thing is, okay, so now who cares about that, right? That's gone out the window. We have just sheer unconsciousness running for money and getting deals from the state. And every year since that C-19 thing, it's been just nothing but attacks from what? Masterminds of whatever has money, which we don't say it's China, but China has enough people and enough manpower that they're just going to do it. They're just going to say, here, go work there, go work there. And China's taking care of all of the farming now. All of your farming. Another industry has been just taken over by China in America here. And your honey that you're eating is quite possibly made by the Chinese. You want to start watching out. I would say stop everything and sit on the curb with me out here, or Jesus, if you want to sit with Jesus. But that's a fucking fictional character. You want to get into your Christ consciousness and make that bitch rise. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. How does it happen? Oh, we're going to see some more stuff happen. There's going to be a little accident, and the little like Frank Zappa said. Uh, they're not going to be able to afford your illusion anymore, the illusion. And when they can't afford it, it's just going to be that the curtains are going to be pulled, the chairs are going to be pulled out from under you. They're going to move aside. You're going to see the brick wall at the back of the stage, and you're going to realize that you're imprisoned here, and you're barely graduated into being what all you can be, even if you did join the army. So let's get back to little old me in town here, experiencing the everything. You know, if you knew who my grandmother was, and anybody who's listening to this, who knew my grandmother and knows me from that, a lot of them, some of them, they're 70, 75 years old right now. They're like, Shauna, do you know who you are? You remember? I'm like, yes, thank you. And they know who they are, and I know who I am, and it's difficult. Okay, so it's intelligence. Okay. I mean, really, not like, okay, what about, what was Jesus trying to tell us? It's just a religion called love. You know, love is our technology. And that makes everything possible, includes your structures that they have melted down. Something is moving across the intergalactic, the stellar regions and taking over. You want some good sci-fi, babes? You want to get into your movie that you're in? Come on, there's only so much time here. And so, God, I was just planning on just saying, hey, you know, for the first time, and this is in a million years, because I know that my great-grandmother and grandfather, when they were toting their building material up to build this cabin here on what was just absolutely nothing here, I watched 20 to 35 houses being built in just the last 25 years alone on this street. But anyway, uh, Imagine that, people. Imagine me, okay, looking at this. And so then it's cool, you know, some people are moving up here within intention to live in the mountains, and we're looking at each other in the eye, and we're saying, yes, oh my God, this is amazing that the water tastes so good because it was so pure. It was so pure that the water company used to encourage us to leave our hoses open in the summertime, towards the end of summer, to just leave your hoses open, let the tanks drain, because we're filling it up again. Wintertime is coming, and it's just so good. The main source of our water is coming from springs and not really the rain. Anyway, there is an interesting water table around these areas where we live now. Palm Springs is a very world-renowned place, and it's got water aquifers all underneath it. And anyway, not mainly from rain runoff either. There's primary well springs of water that are going forever, and structures have been built over them, perhaps. But let's talk about little old me here, knowing that this is the first time this has ever happened. Did you hear that train horn that just fucking pumped? We've never heard a train horn here, but somebody brought it. See, I'm thinking, oh my God, I remember in the 80s they brought cable television. I was like, remembering, oh my God, the first television set made it up here. We don't need that up here. Why do you need it? You should keep it. You should keep sanctuary. You don't need the stuff that they use to pacify people in hospitals and in institutions to keep them away from life, brought up here where we're trying to go live and maybe make the medicines to keep them pacified or whatever. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's happening anymore. Talk about the mess. Did I tell you about the mess? Yes, I told you about the mess. I address. And so then me listening to it. Okay, so I'm noticing it, babes. Okay, so what has happened now? The new thing. There's tons of new things I can tell you that has happened that is born out of the unconscious infiltration, the noise of the unconscious of whatever you call society out there coming up here and doing. They're not taking care of the wilderness. They can care less about where they are. It's just narcissists with a status. And they're trying to make it work, right? Getting up at 4 and 3 in the morning and rushing here and there, and they're not really having a simple life, babes. Some people that are achieving that, you are absolutely disrespecting and trying to push out of here, and you're not even helping us. So anyway, getting back to the first time. See, has always been taken care of. We don't in the city. This has always been taken care of. See, this is the thing to observe. It's like up here, shit. There isn't even common human etiquette that they practice in the city, let alone a jailhouse. These people are fucking lawless and fucking talk about it. With the new thing that has happened, is this barking dog. Well, we've had it before and we've heard it before, but what people do, and because we're kind of on a grid here now, you know, and what people do is not even in the city do you put up with a barking dog. When I'm talking about it, at all hours of the night, from 10 to 2. This one has been barking since 2 in the morning, and it's still barking. It's 4 in the morning. It's going on 5:30 right now, and I see. I notice that I have very, very, very sensitive hearing. Um, and also I have autographic memory regards to sound. What is sound? What is just like a vibrational frequency? It could last a year, 10 years. It can last just a little bit. And I remember the whole frequency. It's really gets into frequencies. But anyway, so this dog, you know, I'm figuring I'm letting it bark. It's been 2 months, 3 months now, all through winter. I'm tripping out because I noticed it at the end of summer. I was like, oh God, and now here's a dog that's barking throughout the night. It's a bigger dog and it's consistent. And this has never happened up here. You see, what I witnessed and what we all do is we say, no, you cannot do that. You put your dog inside. First of all, it's probably getting cold. See, it wouldn't happen last year because we had like 5 feet of snow. But now that the weather's getting all discombobulated, it's not slamming the unconscious around like I love that it does as much. It sure didn't do it this year, and it's just stacking and stacking on that I can hear this unconscious and includes this dog. And I'm like, see, the dog barking doesn't really bug me. And neither does thinking about the people who allow that to happen, whatever they're doing to have that happen. I'm worried about the people around them that are allowing it to happen. Are you the ones that are wearing these fucking earphones and just fine? No, thanks for that, babe. No, I just want some earmuffs. I just want some earmuffs. Fuck your electronic fucking hook in that you're just on that, man. You're moving weaponry in. The more little gadgets you bring in, especially electric hookups, wiring, and lights, you're bringing weaponry in. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. You're making us have to leave. A lot of me, when I'm saying us, old Idlewild people that have been here for more than 40, 50, 60 years. Okay, I'm a more than 35-year person here that pays attention. See, when you pay attention, it doesn't matter how long you've been somewhere. If you haven't paid attention for 50 years, you don't have anybody on. You don't have anything on. The one that pays attention there for 6 months and just gets your job and throws you out because you didn't never do it right because now somebody's paying attention. So getting back to this, went straight through the wintertime that this dog is allowed to bark. I'm tempted. I was tempted to just take a little walk. I'm assuming I know where it is. I'm pretty sure it's up Sounders Meadows by the school. And I'm thinking, but because I'm thinking, well, is it near any place where there's people that can hear it? See, you couldn't hear it unless you heard the silence that was available here. And that's what we come up here. See, if you're living in intention of being in the mountains, that's one of the things you're coming up here is for the silence. You're coming up here for the pitch black that you can see the stars through. You're coming up here for the ambiance of the wildlife. That's part of the silence, is this beautiful sound of the creek and the birds and the rustling and everything. And the more that you whack back that stuff around your property, you are deadening down the fountain of energy and the healing that's available through that. And so, but then where you're at is still now. I'm here to tell you, if you're listening to this and you're living in Idlewild and you're interested in this, and so the barking dog is the first ever, and really it's like people don't even let this happen in the city. There are more. See, some people know how to live with each other. What's happening around here, up here, kind of what's going on, I think because money is incubating it, is worse than what's happening in jailhouses as far as the awareness of, if you fart over there, somebody's going to smell it. You can't do a self-harm thing or else you get a solitary confinement. Now, I'll go so far to say as that slinging asphalt around that's a carcinogen that can give you a headache and harm you is a self-harm act, and if other people are observing it, they can get sick too just observing it, and they can get irate, and that's what happens. That's what happens. They should not be allowed to happen, but it is being allowed to happen. It includes every bit of weaponry that has moved in. You don't understand. The Gwyn towers that are here, that are dressed like trees, the reason why that they're dressed like trees is because they're stone stark cold fucking illegal military grade deep state weaponry that is doing multitasking of things, and the main thing is creating a different scalar wave within the ionosphere that can control the thing. See, I put a video up, and I'm going to put it up again right here. You need to watch this. See, this is the thing, what's really happening. When my grandmother died, when I cleaned out her room, I found a pamphlet of the patents of all the weaponry that I'm talking about, the space-aged, you can call it space-aged, it's Tesla's innovations that he was doing in 1890. We're in the year 2020. You wouldn't know that. We're going backwards because of this fucking shit that they're using on us. And we're going to have another depression in the 20s. And they got everybody fucking fixating on makeup and fucking material shit because how? Look up the work of Rudolf Steiner. He lived along the turn of the century too and was bumping elbows with Nietzsche and the German watch this movie. The German uh, alliances who are doing all of the masterminding of the controlling. They are in contact. You want to make contact with aliens? You want to get to your downloads and know that you are in contact with aliens, because go out and breathe the air. See, I'm so sensitive that I can see where they have made it now at on the West Coast. This stuff has been traveling from the east to the west as far as the technology. Like I said, it's German based. And so it's ever perfecting. We've seen the transparent chemtrails being sprayed here, and I'm observing myself the nanoparticulate clouds that move on their own. It's weird because they're racing around and seeding clouds and then beaming it with microwave electromagnetic waves. 400 trillion kilowatt millimeter microwave beams. Oh God, I said that wrong. Into the cloud, into the whatever it is, the nanoparticulate matter, drag in aluminum too. And it goes right into the clouds via it just needs a little direction with that. But then when they can roast a cloud, they've been roasting clouds, massive amounts of clouds that whole storm systems do they just avoid from happening, or they can fuel them. And this is the truth, you guys. Let Blondie here break you in. I'm here for the sick and the downtrodden, and you're gonna just, I'm gonna feed you little bits and get unattached from this world. But if you want to help us out, get informed. Get yourself informed, because hey, it's no different when you discard this body. You're gonna have to go through all these weird veils of light that if you're not with your own awareness and like, hey, wow, what's this journey? All right, yeah, woo! You go to the planet of your liking, no matter what. Now, what do you like, Huns? Got any taste? Having said this, babes, narcissists don't have any taste. That's what we have a problem with them. It's like they don't acquire any kind of taste about anything. They don't know the difference. They don't care. They don't know the difference. They don't care. That's why they're continuing right now. That they're just cutting up them steaks and eating them steaks and cutting up them chickens and all of it. I wouldn't. I don't disagree with trying to get your nourishment in such a way that you're really thinking you're doing it and everything. But I wouldn't touch it, because it's completely industrialized and handled by your enemy, which is whoever has the most people to just employ people to do it. And it happens to be China. China is the race that has the most people, so they can. Oh God, they've been harnessed and fucked with their fucking way before us. And you don't look at them and be prejudiced. You find out what is taking them over on an intergalactic fucking scientific level that is very, very much here and real. Enjoy this film, babes. I was just trying to tell you about, well, yeah, no, here in Idlewild now we got this barking dog all night. I don't really feel sorry for the dog or anybody. I feel sorry for everybody or around everybody that's not doing anything. I don't know. This is so fucked up. I'm seeing something very clear, and I think that by the time that the year 26 comes up, it's what's going to happen is that, okay, we're going to have to sit through, and we're going to have to see. I don't know if you've already done this, but I have. I know how to fast. I know how to eat other things and be happy with it. And see, a lot of people will not. They don't even know how to fast from their fucking. See, I've been doing a little fasting from psychologically, great. It's full on freedom. If the power goes out and they shut down the electronics, oh, thank God. That's why we came up here to the mountains. We intended on just sitting on a rock and listening to the intelligence of water falling off of it. And I'm ready. Just, it's hard to keep up with your shit, but, they say, well, see, there's two intelligences here, and one of them's trying to warn us they're going to turn the power off. Who? The more intelligent ones. Because they know it's a fucking harness. It's a soul harness. It's a perception harness. It's keeping this fucking programming going, butting up against my fence, who is just... You think you know better, and really you have a lot of work to do, babe. Then you can really help us out, wherever you're volunteering. But back to, see, me volunteering, I'm about ready to go, and the right thing to do if we were sovereign human beings, and I've tried this already, but it's like, is you go there, not with just yourself, find a couple other people that are concerned about it. Do you hear that fucking dog barking? See, it wouldn't happen for not even 3 nights in the past up here. It wouldn't happen for not even 3 nights up here in the past. Because we are kind of like neighbors now. Aside from like how where I live, there's a grid in Idlewild, right? And some of them are so close together, I don't even see what's the use. Are you guys in the mountains enjoying like just a hike right out back? And do you go fishing, and are you able to just meld with the area that you're in, or is it really the grid where you're just not doing the 9 to 5 and you get up, lock the door and go and put the dog out, and then I'm going come back and fuck whatever the fuck you're doing, and all, my job, and you guys uh uh congratulations, you're serving the enemy and creating chaos, in the worst way. It's not chaos. What we mean is illness in the places where we need to keep it sanctuary. See, that's my question is, okay, that's the thing is, are you a sovereign human being, and are you going to go over there instead of calling the police or anybody and say, excuse me, do you want your dog or not? Why do you leave it out? Talk to them. Talk to them. They're not going to like it, right? If they're fucking stone cold, non-human, narcissistic, fucking psycho, sadomasochistic, they're not going to like you, right? I experienced it here with the asphalt slinging. I got fucking definitely, I got chased down and mocked and even taunted and laughed at. And somebody filmed me there illegally. And I love what I said. I said, I am working for the green team. Well, there's a trinary spectrum here. The binary is the blue and the red. But I'm not talking about your political party. Watch your fucking black goo film. I'm talking about the difference between the mind, which is binary, and then the heart, which is trinary. And the green is the heart chakra. It happens to be the color of plants, and it's a very potent absorbing color. It absorbs solar energy and stuff. Um, so, we're the people like me that radiate and talk, despite people that want to gag us and restrain us and mangle us, and we come out and say, hey, excuse me, what is your intention here? Now you're arguing with me. What's your fight? What are you fighting for? Which black goo? The stuff from Gaia, the stuff that says, oh no, we are a field of information that celebrates beauty and good geometry and health and the healing and the good vibration. The trinary aspect, where it's like, no, we acknowledge we're here together, and hi, how are you? Take that wall down, and you're not playing this game anymore. The gaming that money is. It's a literal fucking like, oh, you're hunting humans, huh?